Hello and welcome to Low Budget Gaming and welcome to another fast Descendant video. So time to have a look at Ultimate Viessa and the Absolute Zero Transcendent module. So with the recent rework, all of our Transcendent modules got some reworks, even Absolute Zero, which was always good, but they made it even better. They have added a very interesting passive. They have given more damage to her skills, more explosion damage, slightly more range to the explosions. And also the frostbite duration has been increased to 3 seconds. Previously, it was 2 seconds. So quite a lot of improvements without actually directly buffing the range or anything. But she hits very hard. I have tested her extensively today. And this is still the strongest build in my opinion. I have enjoyed the frost bullet quite a lot. But if you want pure speed and you want to hit like a truck, this is still the best. So basically with Viessa, she does damage with all of her skills. All 4 skills as well as the passive. And so what you need to do is just land a critical hit on the enemy with any of your skills. And doing that is easy because you can get 100% with this setup with the Absolute Zero. So I'll use my first skill, the Frost Shards. Now when you hit the enemy, you inflict the Frostbite status. And also if you land a critical hit, you get the passive. So passive is basically you have 3 ice spheres around her head, and they also attack enemies for 8 seconds, and you can increase the duration with your build. So you can see these 3 orbs around her. These will also hit enemies. So you can see I don't have to use my skills anymore. You can just let the orbs take care of the enemies. And these were level 260 Legion of Darkness enemies. So these were not very weak enemies. Now the second skill is Frost Road. So she gets a movement speed increase. She gets 5% shield recovery per second. And also enemies that come in contact with the ice sheets on the ground, they also take damage and they take the frostbite status. And of course the passive will also get triggered if you land a critical hit. So I'll just walk past these enemies and you can see they're all dead. So she's exceptionally good right now. She might be one of the best mobbers, maybe better than Bunny and Farina as well, and Inez at the moment. Her third skill, the Cold Snap. This hits very hard. I'm just waiting for the passive to go away because you can see half of them died because of the passive. So this one hits very hard. So if you're trying to hit big enemies, monsters, tyrants, you do this and you do a lot of damage with this one. This is probably the highest damage dealing skill she has. And then finally you have the famous Blizzard. Now with the Blizzard, they have increased the duration of this. Previously it was 6 seconds, now it is 8 seconds. They have increased the cooldown from 5 to 6 seconds, but it doesn't matter because the duration has been increased. And so if you add a bit of duration to your build, you can actually have 2 Blizzards up at the same time. So this one does continuous damage for a few seconds, for 8 seconds, and then when it ends, it causes an explosion. So you can see here, instantly, the first wave of the continuous damage is enough to destroy them. And you can see I have 1 blizzard up and a second one up as well. And then there was an explosion which took out these guys, which were a long way away. So yeah, so basically this is how easy it is to use Viessa. Very strong and a pure skill build, very good at mobbing and very good at endgame dungeons as well. All right, let's build Absolute Zero from scratch. Now, the reason I'm doing this is because when you add Absolute Zero, you get an additional 15% crit rate. So Viessa has a base crit rate of 20%, and Absolute Zero gives her another 15 on top. And this is additive. So straight away, 20 plus 15, 35 becomes the normal. Now, when you are standing in Albion, you will not see this 15% because this is part of the passive. And in Albion, none of the passives work. So a lot of Descendants get things with their passive. For example, Eugene gets cooldown with HP, and Daya gets crit rate, and Inez gets crit rate with MP and things like that. Those things don't work in Albion. So a lot of people, they'll look at this build, they'll make the same build, then they'll see that it's only doing 67% crit rate. That 67 is actually 100%, and you're not seeing the 15 because you are in Albion. Okay, so this is actually 35, starting with 35. It becomes very easy to get 100% crit rate with Viessa. So first up, have a look at the skills. All our skills are chill and singular. Very easy to build. So we go with focus on chill, and we'll go with focus on singular. Okay, so those are your first 2. You also get the cooldowns. Now, because we said she is very good with the crit, We'll start with the crit mode. So inside, we can put crit damage with concentration. We can put emergency measure, and we can put front lines. So now we got the 4 crit modes in. Okay. Next, we want cooldown. So we will go with our usual MP conversion and nimble fingers. So we have MP conversion, nimble fingers. We want 1 range mod at least. So we go with the usual skill expansion. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to add some more duration. So if you look at the passive skill, Ice Sphere duration 8 seconds. Look at the Blizzard, also has an 8-second duration. If you look at the Frost Roads, we have a 19-second duration. I want to increase that if possible so that we get the benefit of the thing. So duration, we put the skill extension. So this is your basic build done. For the trigger module, we'll use Power Beyond because we'll get a 15% base skill power. So if you see this base skill power, we'll get 15 here because we want to have the 3 types of multipliers. And now when it comes to the Ancestors module, what we are going to do is we are trying to get more crit damage. We are trying to get more chill damage if possible. More duration would be good. So if you look over here, our crit rate is already 100%. So if we can replace insight and get a few extra things, that will be the best solution. So this one here, chill skill power boost ratio, skill critical hit rate, and skill critical hit damage. This will be the ideal replacement because I'm getting 144% crit rate over here. This only gives 115. We are already at 100. So this is an easy swap, and we can put this here and maintain our crit rate. In fact, we have more, and we get even more crit damage, and we get more chill power. So now we have 659 crit damage. Chill power is 128. And what else was it? Crit rate is already 100 anyway. Yeah, so that is your simple build for Absolute Zero. Look at the numbers here with the Blizzard. Look at the expected damage, 17 million. Look at this one here, the Ice Spheres, 3.8 million damage, and the burst damage is 3.8 as well. Look at the Cold Snap, 44.9 million, 45 million with your Cold Snap. That's why it hits so hard. And look at the Ice Shards, Frost Shards, 10.8 million for this one as well. And this is just the first skill. Most Descendants, their 4th skill does this kind of damage. And we have 11 million from our first skill, which has a less than 1 second cooldown. So even if you spam your first skill continuously and keep running, your passive and your first skill will be enough in most cases. That's how strong Viessa is right now. Yeah, so that is your simple build here. On the outside, we want 2 pieces of the Plague set, the auxiliary power and the memory. The reason for this is we get singular power boost ratio for the 2 set effects, so another 5% to our singular power. All our skills are singular. For the other 2 pieces, I'm using Hunter Sensor and Hunter Processor to get the 4% cooldown so that we can max out the cooldown. For the Reactor, very simple, Frozen Singularity, Chill and Singular, critical hit damage, and skill cooldown. You can also use this one with Haley, is exactly the same one. For Arche tuning, I'm using these skills here. We're taking the MP recovery out of combat. We're taking all the skills in the middle. We're taking all the range. And then we're going back up, taking all the MP. We're taking the cooldown. We're going left, taking all 3 crit damage. Remember, we already have 100% crit rate, so we don't need the crit rate. So we'll go down and we'll take 2 of the duration as well, and 1 of the MP. Back here, we take the skill. We go up, we take the chill chain catalyst to reduce the enemy's resistance to chill. And for the inversion, I'm taking the spatial dominance because we are lacking a tiny bit of range. So when we kill enemies, we'll increase our range. We are taking selective neurostimulation. So every 45 seconds, we get some MP. And then we are taking deploy hardened shell to reduce the incoming damage. For the dog, we are taking the MP fellow so that we keep getting MP. We can keep spamming our skills. They had increased her MP a little while ago, so she is good for MP unless you constantly keep spamming it or something. And yeah, that is basically it. As for the weapon, you can take anything you want with the Viessa because this is purely a skill-based build. so you don't really need any specific weapons. I'm just holding the Secret Garden because I have 20% sprint cores on this, so she'll be running pretty fast, even without the frost roots. So Viessa now is one of the strongest Descendant. She was already very strong with the Absolute Zero. Now her passive alone is as strong as a lot of other Descendants' main skills. And with the Inversion Reinforcement and the extra duration that I've added, we get 12 seconds on the Ice Spheres, 12 seconds on the Blizzard. So it's this one here. This gives you another 10% duration. So yeah, she's insanely good. I'll leave you with the footage, and I'm getting some of the fastest clear times on all of the things that I've tried. Besides Serena, I think now Viessa is the only one where I've managed to get under 3 minutes in the Legion lab. And for the Void Erosion Purge, I'm getting less than a minute in some of the maps, the smaller maps. But yeah, that's it. Thank you for watching. I'll leave you with the footage. And yeah, Absolute Zero is still fantastic. I've enjoyed the Frost Bullet quite a bit. But if you want something with pure skill and you don't want to build a gun with it, this is still the best. Anyway, that's it. Thank you for watching. See you next time.
Take this. Don't hate me later. Stay where you are. This is the ultimate chill. It's mine. Take this. Freeze.
Descendant, Volga's comms traffic is increasing at your location. It looks like Legion of Breach troops have been deployed.
It's mine. Stay where you are. I'll ice you all. This is the ultimate chill. Take this. Stay where you are.
Breach creature response confirmed. Approaching location.
Stay where you are. Take this. Freeze. Stay where you are. I'll ice you all. One ice float coming up.
Colony of Breach creatures spotted inside the operation zone.
Stay where you are. Don't hate me later. You can't escape. Freeze.
Primary tactical objective confirmed. Requesting search and destroy.
This is the ultimate chill. I'll ice you all. Don't hate me later.